Good morning, everyone. This is Debbie Henderson from Debbie's Designs. Welcome to World Card Making Day. I'm just going to give it a few seconds for everyone to find me. So we have a full day. You can see here on our schedule, we have a full day lined up for you. We have something every hour on the hour. Some of them are going to be videos. Some of them are creative challenges. I have 6 door prizes. Now for the door prizes, what I did, I'm going to show you one envelope that I did. This has like 5 or 6 items inside, and I have 6 of these that are going to be given out. I've sealed them, so when I pick a name, I'm just going to pick an envelope and send it along to the winner. Now, while everybody finds me, I wanted to brag a little bit about our swap that we just had on this group page. I'm going to bring in some sampler swaps that we just did this past week. This was our fall swap. And if you don't know what a swap is, everybody signed up. And because there's 9 squares, there was 9 people per group. And take this one, for example, whoever created this one created 9 identical squares on everybody created 9 identical squares. We mailed them to each other and then we glued them down for a sampler. This was the fall one, and then this was the Halloween one. Aren't those pretty? And I know a lot of you guys want to do the Christmas sampler swap, so I'm going to be posting that soon so we can get it ready ahead of time so you guys can use it to decorate for Christmas. So I just wanted to brag about these 2 projects that we did. Okay, so for today, I am starting out with a video. I'm going to do 3 stepped up cards. I'm going to start with a clean and simple card, and then I'm going to step it up twice. And the stamp set I'm using is Artistically inked, along with the artistic dies. And I use this big one on all 3 cards, along with some of the stamped images. Now, because I used quite a few stamps, I did, oh, wait a minute. I gotta dig out my stamps. Okay, there's that one and that one. I did do a lot of the stamping and die cutting ahead of time because you'll see I have a lot of die cutting, and I just thought I'd do it ahead. Now, as I show you these cards, these are adaptable to any bundle that you guys have on hand. And I'm using a lot of designer paper and cardstock strips, so everybody can do this. I'm also using the rectangle stitch dies, and I used number 3 on all of the cards. I'm going to show you where I used the die to cut. I'm also using the brushed metallic adhesive back dots. There's three colors of metallics on there, so pretty. And the ink color is Pear Pizzazz. So this is my first card. Like I showed you the die cut I'm going to use on all 3 cards. I used vellum cardstock for the rectangle. And these are all just scrap strips of cardstock. My card base is thick basic white, 4 1/4 by 11, scored at 5 1/2. And this is going to come together quite quickly, only because I have everything all cut out. Here's my vellum rectangle. Die cut flower with the basic white. Oh, I'm seeing a lot of likes, you guys. You guys like these cards. For all 3 cards, I'm also using the same sentiment layer, 4 1/4 by 3/4 of an inch. And then here are my cardstock strips. I did cut them a little bit longer than what I need, just so I'd have some wiggle room. I've got 2 in Pear Pizzazz, 2 in Pale Papaya, and 2 in Shaded Spruce. So I'm going to bring in my cardstock. I'm just using a silicone mat. And to make things easy for you guys, so that your strips end up the same on each side, what I did is I started my first one right on the corner, and then I went down 2 1/2 inches. So if you want to make it easy on yourself, just measure down 2 1/2 inches. And we're going to start out with the first one. Now these are all 1/2 inch by 6 inches long. Like I said, it's going to give you a little bit of wiggle room so that it'll be long enough when you go at an angle. I'm going to use liquid glue. So again, I should leave the card here so you can see. I'm going to start the strip edge right on the corner and then go down the 1/2 inch. With the 1/2 inch strip, go down 2 1/2. Oh, there's my nail polish. I just put nail polish on. Look, I'm getting it all over my card. I think I did that last time I wore nail polish too. This one is shaded spruce. Just make sure you look on both sides so that you don't see any white showing. Pale papaya. Pear pizzazz. So now I'm going to start in the same order that I started with up here. Papaya. Oh, nope. Wrong one. Shaded spruce. Good thing I used liquid glue. I was able to take it off. And pale papaya. There's my strips. Now I'm going to bring in my paper trimmer and just trim those off. I think I'm going to have to do it from the front. I'm trying to bend them over so I can see where I'm going. Oops, let me get this one. Might have been easier with my scissors. Okay, now I know that this flower is going to cover a lot of my vellum, so I'm not going to be too fussy where I add the glue. I'm just going to add some strips. I'm not going to add any on the outside because I don't want my adhesive showing. So I'm just going to add in the middle and glue that down. Oh, one thing I want to announce too. So I'm doing 3 videos with you today, all day. And at the end, when I'm all done, all of the projects I made, that's also going to be a door prize. Okay, I'm just adding liquid glue here and there. And we're going to press that down right over the vellum. And Pear Pizzazz ink. Let's see if I can get this on here straight. Pretty good. And I'm going to use liquid glue again only because I have a bunch of die cuts to glue over. Whoops. I gotta see if that's straight. Okay, there's that. Now I'm going to bring in my gems. And I just mixed all 3 colors of the gems. So there's the, I don't know what color this is, but there's copper and gold and maybe that's platinum. So I hope you guys will work on these cards sometime during the day today. You have all day to participate in World Card Making Day. Okay, so there's card number 1. So this one is considered my clean and simple. So now we're going to step it up a little bit. There's card number 2. So I have the same layers. I have the same card base. I'm going to go ahead and fold that. I have the same vellum, a rectangle with the stitch dies. But now what I'm going to add to this one is a couple stamped images, the flower and the leaves. I kept the Pear Pizzazz cardstock, but now I'm going to add designer paper. And that's from the Expressions in Ink designer paper. And what I tried to do is keep the same color, so that's why I opted to use these 2 sheets that had the pale papaya color in them. So let me move these over. We're going to start by gluing down some strips again. And this is card number 2. So you can see that we stepped it up by adding designer paper and some stamped images. Now for card number 2 and number 3, instead of going down 2.5, we're going to go down, let me see, 1 3/4. So I'm going to go ahead and make my little tick mark. And let me see how I did this. I wanted to go, I think how I did this a couple weeks ago, you guys. So the pear pizzazz starts right in the corner, so I'm just going to put that there. And I'm going to bring 2 of these designer paper strips in. And what I did is I just measured from the corner, added these 2, and you can see that that reaches my tick mark. Whoops, I had it all in there, and look, I just moved it. Okay, so let me move that right there. It's just an easier way to make sure that you end up the same on each end. Okay, now I'm going to put this on top so it doesn't move. We're going to glue this one down first. And once I got my first one down, then I don't have to measure. Okay, next is the one with the multicolor. Then I had the pear pizzazz. And this one is more like the alcohol technique that we've all been doing. And now I'm going to start over with the same colors. The multi. So for you guys that save all your little strips of everything, this is a good way to use up your scraps. I know some of you that do that. Oops, I gotta move this one up just a tad. And I'm going to grab my other paper cutter, a bit easier to cut these off. Okay, I'm going to bring this one in this time. So I'm going to line this up on the track. Oh, that's much easier than the little one. Got paper flying everywhere. Okay, so there's... Isn't that pretty? So look at the difference between the backgrounds. So pretty. Okay, make sure my card's not upside down. So again, I know that most of my layers are going in the center, so I'm just going to add adhesive in the middle. Same layout as card number 1. Now we're going to glue the die cut. It's going to go up here. And then I'm going to do the sentiment. You imagine the color combinations you can come up with. Okay, then I want to line this up in the same spot. Make sure it's nice and straight. And then I'm going to glue the flower and the leaves. And all I'm going to do is tuck that under. Oh, thanks for all the likes and the love, you guys. Okay, now we're going to add some bling. Let's see. I didn't place my flowers the same way, so I'm just going to put them in a little different spot than the first card. Okay, and there's card number 2. So that's the stepped up version of card number 1. I've got one more to show you. Now this time we're going to use embossing powder. And we're going to introduce some more die cuts. So this is the leaf one. I've got 2 of those in shaded spruce. The same layers, the same strips. And we've got the vellum. And then I've got a lot more stamping. I've got the big flower along with 3 little ones. And I've got 3 of the leaves. And let me show you what that card looks like. This is the card number 3. So look at the addition of the shaded spruce die cuts and then the extra flowers, how pretty that is. So you have to watch me glue down. Oh, I almost sent my M&Ms flying. You're gonna have to watch me glue down strips one more time. So we're gonna go 1 3/4 on this one again. And if you guys try this throughout the day, I'm going to have pictures of all 3 cards after the video's done, and you guys can add pictures of your cards. Okay, on this one, I did 1, 2, and 3. So again, I'm just going to add these right here, just to give me a starting point. So this one is even with the corner. And that one's gonna go right there. Wait, I gotta put something on there. See if we can do this without moving it. Okay. Pear Pizzazz. And then I went with the orange one, or pale papaya. Papaya. And then we got the green one. But see how quick, once you have all of your strips cut out, it's really quick to do this. I can't wait to see what you guys come up with. You have all day to craft. And we are going to have some challenges with door prizes, so make sure you check back every hour on the hour. We're going to have something new posted. And I'm being helped out today with my team members. Is that right? Wait a minute. Oh, wait a minute. I should have done the green side. Let me see if I can wipe that off with some wipes. Do not talk and glue at the same time. Okay, that wipes right off. Phew. I almost goofed on that one. Okay, now we gotta cut one more time. And you can cut these with your scissors if you're good with scissors. I'm just lining up with the edge of the track and I just go for it. Okay, last one. Now we're going to do the same with the vellum. Glue in the middle. Wait, first of all, I got to glue down some leaves. Now what I did is I actually took these leaves and I snipped them off right there. I'm going to glue this one at the top. So that's going to go right here. And I'm going to glue the other piece. And you know what? I don't care for this one. I'll take that right off. That one's going to glue in the corner down below. Okay, then we're going to add the vellum on top of that. So they kind of peek through. Then the white die cut. Loving my cutter, the brand, please. Oh, this is the Stamping Up cutter, Wanda. It's the Stampin' trimmer. Whoops, it's still upside down. I wanted to show you the logo. So you can get that right from Stamping Up. And they do work well. That one's been around for a couple years now. Okay, this is gonna go right on top. And the size of the vellum, okay, I should give you the measurement because I use the rectangle stitch dies. I use number 3, but let me give you the measurement in case you don't have these dies. So this measures 3 inches by about 4 3/8. So 4 1/2, anywhere close, 4 1/4, 4 1/2, anything in between. Okay. Now we're going to add the other green, and I did cut that one also, so I'd have a piece left over. Whoops, way too much glue. That's going to go up here in the corner. Then I'm going to add my sentiment. One more stamping. And I like to line them up so I can put my sentiments right in the same spot. Oh, that one's a little too long. And now we get to tuck and glue all of these little pretty stamped images. I'm going to start out with the flower. I'm going to tuck that under. Then I'm going to add a leaf under the flower, and I'm going to have it layer over the sentiment on the front. Oh, look how pretty that is. This one's going to go under the flower, and I actually had the die cut sitting on the front. I'll bring the cards all back in too so you guys can compare. Because some of you guys are more the clean and simple, and some of you guys like the detail, the stepped up cards. So you get 3 to pick from. And you don't have to do all 3 if you want. Just pick your favorite. You know what I forgot to do? I forgot to do the embossing on the vellum. I had some white embossing. I messed up. I forgot that. Look how pretty the white is. So all I did was stamp this image throughout the vellum. Then I sprinkled with the white embossing powder with Versamark ink also. And I totally forgot that step. Okay, now I'm going to bring in some Stamping Dimensionals for the last 2 flowers. So that was another stepped up part of this card, was adding the embossing, and it's sitting right next to me and I forgot it. There's one flower. And there's the second flower. And then we need to add some bling, of course. Come on. Just gonna add the rest of what's on this package. 2 more. I'm gonna put one right there and one right there. Okay, so there's card number 3. So let me bring them all in. And like I said, at the end of our program today, I'm going to pick a winner for everything that I create with you today. I'm actually doing 3 videos. So this was card number 1, stepped up card number 2, and stepped up card number 3. Look how pretty. Which one's your favorite? Or which one would you create if it was your turn? Would you opt for the clean and simple, or the in-between, or the wow card? Let me know what you think. So join us again. Let me see who's next. So 10 a.m. Eastern time, Peggy Kale will be on with a participation post for you. And I will be back at 1 p.m. Eastern time with another video. Thanks for joining me, everyone, and I hope you try these cards. See you soon.